Hello my dear students, we had completed Act 3 to Scene 2 of Merchant of Venice, and now we will go on with the same lessons. Now we will move on to Act 3, Scene 3, which is we can call a minor scene taking place at Venice, a street. Many scenes had taken place at a street, one of the streets. To make it simple, somewhere, not a definite place, but a street, because things which are happening are of having such a nature, because it is having we can call it a public nature. So, these minor scenes are put in between major scenes, like the previous scene was a major scene, and now the next major scene will be in the court of Venice, where Antonio will be tried. So, these minor scenes have a purpose of giving us a feeling of passing of time. From here, from the previous scene, Bassanio has to travel and reach Venice, from Belmont to Venice. So, he needs some time. So, the audience also feel that something happened in between, so that they get a sense of that passing of time. So, we have this minor scene. At the same time, in this scene we are getting a feeling of that mindset of Shylock, where he is bent on avenging, taking revenge on Antonio. He does not want to change his mind. He is very stubborn. Stubborn means one who won't change her mind, become very strong in certain decision or the way you want to think, won't listen to other people. So, he is not showing any flexibility, he is not showing any kind of sense of feeling of mercy or sympathy. So, this is what is depicted in this scene. So, the feeling the audience get is that Antonio is going to die. So, they would be more worried unless you know the story already. So, please take page number 140 of your book and then follow me with these lessons, listening to me. Act 3, Scene 3. Enter Shylock, Salarino, Antonio and a gaoler. Gaoler is a jailer. Gaol is a jail. Gaol. So, a person who is a guard, that is what a jailer means, or maybe a little bigger officer who is in charge of people who are put in jail. Now, Antonio is almost under the is in custody of the law authorities. So, we have 4 people here. Shylock is the first speaker. What is he speaking? Gaoler, look to him, tell not me of mercy. This is a fool that lent out money gratis. Gaoler, look to him, telling the jailer, look to him, that means guard him, watch out for him. Tell not me of mercy, do not ask me to show mercy. Many people have been asking on behalf of Antonio, begging Shylock to relent, change his mind on the bond. But he says, no, do not ask me that. This is the fool. Who is a foolish man? Antonio, that lent out money gratis. L-E-N-D, lend is present tense, L-E-N-T, lend is past tense. Lend, lent, lent. Many verbs ending with like send, sent. Money gratis, gratis means freely, without interest. He was lending money to people without interest. That was one of the biggest damage Antonio was doing to Shylock. He was lending money, giving money to people without charging any interest, because of which Shylock lost lot of business. Earlier also he said that was a grudge against him, one of the grudge, but again more other grudges are there. Gaoler, look to him, jailer, guard him, keep him in your charge. Very simple, so you can read the paraphrase also. Hear me out, Shylock, Antonio is begging now. listen to me, good Shylock, calling him even good. Earlier he used to call him a dog, but now he calls him good. So, the change of fortunes. I will have my bond, Shylock says. I will have my bond, I will get my bond fulfilled. And you know the bond is to get a flesh of, get a pound of Antonio's flesh. Speak not against my bond. Don't speak against the bond. I have sown an oath that I will have my bond. I have made an oath, swearing an oath, making a strong promise that I will get my bond. Thou callest me dog before thou hadst a cause. This is an interesting sentence. You called me a dog even before you had any reason to do that. I have done nothing wrong to you. I have not done any harm to you. We never had a fight. But even without any reason, you are calling me a dog. Very many instances in the play tell that. Antonio misbehaved with Shylock. What was his grudge? Ill feeling that Shylock lent money for interest. One thing. And the second could be that he is a Jew. He was a Jew. In any case, lending money for interest or even taking extreme huge interest is a bad thing maybe. But abusing a person again is a bad thing. So, Antonio is not entirely without fault. So, here he is telling his second grudge. One is you lend out money without interest. You called me a dog before you had any reason to do so. But since I am a dog, beware my fangs. Fangs are the teeth. Normally in the snake they call fangs. But since as I am a dog, be very careful about my teeth, I can bite you. The Duke shall grant me justice. The Duke will be giving me justice. I do wonder, thou naughty gaoler, that thou art so fond to come abroad with him at his request. I am really surprised, you worthless jailer. It's calling the jailer worthless fellow because he is a small fellow, that you are even, you will be so eager to bring him out at his request. Whom? To release Antonio, free him as he requests. So, Shylock even knows that even everyone is against him. Everybody wants Antonio to be free. Even the Duke, the officers, the noble people, the businessmen. He knows everyone's mind is against him. None of them want him. So, he is telling, I know very well, you also want him to go. Antonio, I pray thee, hear me speak. I beg you, hear me speak, listen to me. Shylock, I will have my bond. I will not hear thee speak. I will have my bond. I will get my bond done. I will not listen to you. I will have my bond and therefore speak no more. There is no need of further speech. I will not be made a soft and dull-eyed fool. Soft means one who is showing sympathy and mercy and kindness. I will not look like such a dull-eyed fool. Dull-eyed means stupid fool. Dull means stupid, one who does not have any intelligence. I do not look like such a fool who has changed my head. To shake the head, relent. Relent means listen to somebody, change your mind, stop. That is the meaning of relent. Relentless, that means doing something without showing, stopping. Here the meaning is given, relent means show pity, but relent means changing your mind, stopping. And sigh, sigh is taking a deep breath, that means all these tensions you release by just finishing up the matter. He does not want to do that. And yield, yield means again listen, change, yield to somebody, listening to somebody, somebody's request. to Christian intercessors. This Christian intercessors, intercession means pleading, requesting, praying, that is intercessors. The Christian fellows who are coming and telling me to relent, change, let go of the bond, I am not going to do that. That is what he is telling. I will follow not, that means do not come after me. There is no need of coming after me. I will have no speaking, I will have no conversation with you, I will not speak, listen to you. I will have my bond, I will have only my bond, I will get my bond done. So he goes out. Now who is left on stage? We have the jailer, naturally, we have Salarino, Antonio. So now the rest of the conversations are between Salarino and Antonio. Now that Shylock has gone, it is the most impenetrable cur that ever kept with man. Cur, cur, dog. Cur is dog. I don't know if this word came earlier in the play. In most of the Shakespearean plays, we will see this word one time. Somebody is referred to as a cur. Cur means dog, kutta. This is the most heartless dog. Impenetrable means hard-hearted. That means one who won't listen. Your heart is like stone. Then what happens? Nothing can go inside that. That means one who doesn't have any sympathy, any feeling. This man is one who doesn't listen at all. He is a heartless dog that ever kept with man, who lived among human beings. That means he is not a human being even. Antonio, let him alone, I will follow him no more with bootless prayers. Bootless means useless, which doesn't have any result. I will not go after him with any more. I will not go after him any more with useless request, asking him to change. He seeks my life. His reason well I know. He wants to get my life. He wants to kill me or take away my life. His reason well I know. I know his reason very well. I know very well why he wants to do this. I often delivered from his forfeitures many that have at times made moan to me. Therefore he hates me. This is one other very important point. Why he hates him? One more reason, a very valid reason from the point of view Antonio also, but this is a very valid reason. All the wrong Antonio did, that is there, but this is one of the things. Many times I have saved people, I often delivered from his forfeiture. Forfeiture here means how he penalties. When you don't pay back the money, there are penalties. Most of the time the money lender will be holding some of the what you call some security. What is a security? You know, sometimes people lend money, gold loan. You have some gold, gold is precious. So you have 1000 rupees gold, you go to a money lender, he will give you 500 rupees. 500 more rupees is you have already given him, and then that 500 you have to pay back maybe 700, but you did not pay back. So what happens? The money lender is taking your gold of 1000 rupees. So you are losing 1000 rupees and money lender is having a big profit. That is how they make a lot of money. When people do not pay back, they are getting an extra advantage, not just interest alone. So in many such cases, Antonio saved many people who came to him and cried, appealed to him for help. So earlier Shylock said, so many million ducats he made me lose in my business. That is, this is the way he made him. He gave money without interest, he lent money, he gave money, we cannot call it lending money. Lending is always on interest. Without interest, and that way he saved so many people and made a Shylock lose his business. That is why he wants Antonio to be out of Venice, one of the reasons. Often I have rescued from his clutches. Clutch is how you hold. Those who could not pay their debts, and many times have appealed to me for help. Appeal means requested. Therefore, he hates me. So, it is very clear. You should specifically remember these two lines, the reason why Shylock hates, one more reason from the point of view of Antonio, an extra reason. Salarino, I am sure the Duke will never grant this forfeiture to hold. I am so sure the Duke will not allow this type of a penalty to be imposed. What is the penalty? Taking Antonio's flesh. He will not allow this. Antonio, the Duke cannot deny the course of law. What is the course of law? The way the law will act. There is a law of the land that applies to everyone. You cannot simply make an exception. But sometimes exceptions can be made. Even a person who is penalized for death, he can appeal to the president of the country like India. But here in this case, Antonio says Duke will allow the law to go in its own way, deny the course of law. For the commodity that strangers have with us in Venice, if it be denied, will much impede the justice of the state. This is why the Duke cannot, because so many foreigners are coming to do business in Venice, and these people have some rights, and if it is denied, then what will happen? Then they will be questioning the justice system, the judicial system of the state. So, Venice will be losing the reputation as a free place where people can do business and business agreements are valued. This was a type of a business agreement, but it is a very strange one. In any case, it is not very realistic. People will not allow this type of a law, this type of a bond. However, from the point of view of the play, this is important. Why the Duke cannot simply refuse the bond? It will impact the justice system of the dukedom, the place. The rights which foreigners have in Venice cannot be denied to them. If the rights are denied, it will do harm to the justice of our state, because the trade and business transactions here are carried out by men of all nations. So, since that the trade and profit of the city consisteth of all nations, so Venice is a place of businesses, trade, and then so many foreigners, outsiders are there doing business, selling, buying. Shylock is like an outsider. So, because he is of another religion also. So, if it is denied to them, the overall impact, the goodwill, the reputation will be disturbed. Therefore, go, these griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh tomorrow to my bloody creditor. Therefore, you may go, telling Salarino to go. These worries and losses, what are the worries? Tensions and losses. Worries are that he had to pay back the money to so many creditors. Shylock is only one of them. And the losses of his business, the ships, they all have so disturbed me, made me lose so much weight, made me so miserable. I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh. Hardly there is a 1 kilo or 1 pound of flesh is there in my body to give to this bloody creditor. Who is a bloody? One who wants to get my blood thirsty, one who wants to kill me. Who is that? Shylock. This is an interesting, a bit pitiable, we can make a sentence which makes you sad. Therefore, go, these griefs and losses have so baited me that I shall hardly spare a pound of flesh. I will have a pound of flesh left in me for this bloody creditor. Well, gaoler, on. Well, jailer, go on. Let us go. Pray God, Bassanio come to see me pay his debt, and then I care not. I am praying to God that he allows Bassanio to come and see me how I am paying his debt. That means Antonio wants Bassanio to be there when he dies or when he is doing this, ready to give up his flesh. And then I cannot, then I don't think about anything else. So he wants Antonio to come, to be there. At the same time, the letter has already gone. He didn't insist him to come. If he really feels like coming, he should come. So now at the end of this scene, we know that Shylock doesn't want to change his mind, and Antonio is ready to die. He is almost very certain about death. And that should make everyone, the audience, everyone become sad and worried. So that is the end of this small scene. So you can go through this audio a couple of times if needed, and then read the paraphrase couple of times. Eventually, I will be sending you the question answers after a couple of days, whichever question answers are left over, so that you can copy those question answers also to your copies, and that would help you to study, become more familiar. So that is the end of the scene.